Sir, can you buy my dad's police dog? The officer's response that changed everything. The wind howled through the empty streets of the small town, carrying with it a biting chill that seemed to seep right into the bones. It was one of those gray, snowy afternoons where the world feels heavy and silent. On a quiet corner, shivering beneath a thin, worn-out coat, stood a little girl no older than 10. Beside her sat Max, a massive German shepherd with eyes that held the wisdom of 1,000 patrols and the gentle soul of a guardian. Around the dog's neck hung a handmade cardboard sign, the letters smudged by melting snowflakes. Police dog for sale, $5. Cars sped by, their tires crunching on the slush, mostly ignoring the pair. To the rushing world, they were just another statistic of hard times. But then, a marked police cruiser slowed down. The officer behind the wheel, Sergeant Miller, had been patrolling this beat for 15 years. He knew every face in this town, and something about the sight of a police canine sitting in the snow with a "for sale" sign made his heart stop. He pulled over, the red and blue lights reflecting off the white drifts, and stepped out into the freezing air. As he approached, the girl looked up, her eyes red-rimmed but filled with a desperate hope. "Sir, can you buy my dad's police dog? His name is Max. He's only $5. Sergeant Miller knelt down, bringing himself to eye level with the child. He didn't look at the dog immediately. He looked at her. $5? That's a very low price for a police dog, sweetheart. Why are you selling him? The girl took a deep, shaky breath, clutching Max's thick fur as if letting go would break her heart. My dad, he used to be an officer too, like you, but he got hurt saving people. Now he can't walk very well, and he has bad dreams at night. Max helps him. When the nightmares come, Max wakes him up and stays close. But her voice cracked. We don't have money for food anymore. Mom left, and the bills are piling up. Dad says Max needs to eat, and we can't feed him. So I thought if I sold him for even a little bit, maybe someone rich would take care of him." Sergeant Miller felt a lump form in his throat. He looked at Max, recognizing the breed, the stance, and the alertness in the animal's eyes. This wasn't just a pet. This was a brother in arms. Max was a hero who had likely sniffed out bombs or tracked down criminals, and now his greatest mission was keeping his injured handler sane. The idea of this bond being broken by poverty was unbearable. Miller stood up slowly, brushing the snow from his uniform knees. He didn't reach for his wallet. Instead, he pulled out his radio. "Dispatch, this is Unit 4 Alpha. I need to speak with the chief immediately. It's urgent. And get me the head of the canine unit on the line, too." The little girl watched him, confusion mixing with fear. "Are you calling someone to take him away?" "No," Miller said softly, placing a gloved hand on her shoulder. "I'm calling family." Within 20 minutes, the scene transformed. 2 more patrol cars arrived, followed by an unmarked SUV carrying the police chief and the canine supervisor. The street, once desolate, was now filled with officers. They didn't come to seize the dog. They came to support a brother. The chief walked over to the girl and knelt beside Max. He listened to her story, nodding solemnly. Then he turned to Sergeant Miller and the crowd of officers that had gathered. "In this department, we have a rule," the chief announced, his voice carrying over the wind. "We never leave a partner behind. Whether they wear a badge or 4 paws, if they served us, we serve them." The resolution was swift and overwhelming. The department announced that Max would remain officially registered as a retired canine under the city's care. This meant his medical bills, his high-quality food, and his supplies would be covered by the Police Benevolent Fund. Furthermore, the officers on the scene immediately started a collection, not for the dog, but for the father. By sunset, they had raised enough money to cover months of rent and utilities, ensuring the family could stay together. But the most emotional moment came an hour later. The little girl's father, leaning heavily on a cane, arrived at the scene, alerted by her daughter. When he saw Max surrounded by his former colleagues, tears streamed down his face. Max broke free from the girl's side and bounded towards his old partner, whining softly before resting his huge head on the man's good leg.
The father collapsed to his knees in the snow, hugging the dog tightly, sobbing into the thick fur. "I thought I lost you, buddy. I thought I failed you." Sergeant Miller watched the reunion, wiping a tear from his own cheek. He looked at the little girl, who was now smiling through her tears, wrapped in a warm blanket one of the officers' wives had brought. "You didn't fail anyone," Miller told her gently. "You saved him by loving him enough to let him go. But today, we all learned that love doesn't mean letting go. Sometimes it means holding on tighter together." As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the snow, the image of the injured officer, his faithful dog, and his grateful daughter, surrounded by a circle of blue uniforms, became a symbol of something greater than duty. It was a testament to the fact that kindness still exists, that heroes are never forgotten, and no one has to face the cold alone. If this story touched your heart and reminded you of the power of community and compassion, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to bring these stories of hope to millions of people around the world. Let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? Let's fill this space with love and unity. Remember, be the reason someone believes in the goodness of people today. Thanks for watching.